Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Colorado Rockies rebuild franchise here on MLB The Show 24. So, listen to this right now. I play the AA and AAA games kind of between episodes, and right now on the mound for our Hartford Yard Goats in the bottom half here in the 9th inning, we have Herb Lopez currently sporting. I don't want to jinx it by mentioning the actual term, but so far our opposition here, Richmond, has not gotten any runners on base. So I feel like I should have kind of started the episode with this. It was unplanned, but like I said, I was playing this kind of offline, and we have a potential historic pitching performance right now for our AA starting pitcher, Herb Lopez, going back to the year 1 MLB draft. I think he was our 3rd pick in that draft. It was like 55th overall or something like that. And he has beat potential. He's a left-handed pitcher. We did spotlight him, in a episode a few back in a player lock game as Jalen Palmer going to launch that into the gap. His 3rd hit of the day, and that's going to go through the wall as he'll end up a 1-out double. As now the number 9 hitter, Yorvis Torrealba, will come to the dish. But going back to Herb Lopez, a tremendous performance in this matchup. 7 strikeouts. He's mowed down the first 24 consecutively, and we'll see if he can finish strong here. Something I have yet to accomplish on MLB The Show in the past, 5-6 years, however long it's been since I started playing the game again. And I would certainly like to achieve that, especially with all of you viewers included in it. The lineup turns over. Here's Austin Beck, 2 for 4 in this one. 3-0 Yard Goats here. Really just recording this for the pitching, and Beck sends that very deep to center, although that's recorded for the out there at the tip of the track. And now let's see if Herb Lopez can finish strong. You see him there in the dugout, and like I said, he's set down the first 24 batters he's faced, and let's see if we can make it 27. Here's Munguia from out of Nicaragua, and there we see Herb Lopez at 100 pitches even, and we'll see if we can complete this. First pitch strike there, and you see there on the bottom right what's at stake here. The 0-1. Fastball there in the dirt. Really, all the pitches have been working here. A 5-pitch mix, but we haven't really been working the curveball in much, but the fastball, changeup, splitter, and slider have been working very well. Now with 2-1 here, we'll go back to the fastball after the splitter missed inside. That fastball does get in there. And now I think we'll go changeup away. And that's fouled off. Man, got the butterflies in my stomach right now. See if we can complete this. Fly ball out there to left. Torrealba there to make the grab. And now just 2 outs away. 8 1/3 of stellar, flawless pitching from Herb Lopez. Now Scheffler up. First pitch gets in there for a strike. Now the 0-1. That one going to be fouled off. Now Herb Lopez in a favorable 0-2 count here. Then we'll go change up down and away, see if we can get him chasing. And good eye there from Scheffler. Probably go back to the fastball up and in. And that one way up there. Scheffler not offering at that. Try the changeup again here. It's been a good put-away pitch. And that one in there for a strike. Scheffler goes down with the backwards K. And we are now just 1 out away. Castillo up to the dish. The number 9 hitter 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, just 2 hits in this series in 16 at-bats. A lot of movement there in his batting stance. First pitch from Lopez, just inside. Go back to the fastball, the 1-0. And that one, we don't get the call. And it's now 2-0. That one right on the border, probably more in the zone. We do get the call there. Now 2-1. Then we'll go back to the splitter here. And that one off the plate, and now a 3-ball count here. Of course, just got to go fastball. That one swung, and that's sent through. into right field for a base hit. We lose the perfect game, 1 out away. Castillo, he's forever going to be an enemy of Herb Lopez and mine, as he broke up the perfect game with 2 outs in the 9th inning. And Herb Lopez, what a performance he gave us. We didn't even have anyone warming up, probably should have. And we just wasted the mound visit there, kind of all out of sorts here. But like I said, really wanted to include this to start this episode. And I can't believe we were not able to finish the job. Came down to the last out, and we could not finish. Ground ball there to Jones, and that will do it. So complete game shutout from Herb Lopez, 8 strikeouts. Just 1 base runner allowed. Came there with 2 outs here in the 9th inning. And what a bitter way to end. I mean, still, you'll take the result, but I thought we were going to complete it. And like I said, just wanted to include this in the episode. Herb Lopez now 4-5 for our AA Hartford Yard Goats, as we are now above 500, 26-25, and we now have won 5 of our last 6 ball games. And now we see here the Herb Lopez player card, 22 years old, 66 overall, B potential, and probably the top left-handed starter we have in the farm system. Seeing good progression so far to start the year, +2 in hits and walks per 9, and then +1 pretty much across the board. But what really stands out is 83 velocity, 84 break, that 5-pitch mix, and he has 84 stamina. So maybe in like 2 to 3 years he'll emerge and get a spot. 71 innings pitched, he's 4-5 in 12 starts, with a 2.66 ERA and a 1.27 WHIP, and of course that complete game shutout we just witnessed, where he came 1 out away from recording a perfect game. So I think he checks out at number 4 in terms of starting pitching that we have in the organization. Number 1 here is Michael Yamashita. They were part of the same draft class. Yamashita was drafted 3rd overall back in that year 1 draft class, and he's pitching very well in AAA to start. Still just 19 years old, so a couple more seasons before he hits the MLB most likely. But still 5-3 with a 2.88 ERA, a 1.12 WHIP, and he's been pitching very well there for the Isotopes. Jose Vera, another pitcher in that class. I think he's 40th on the MLB board as far as the top 50 prospects. And then we have Rudy Smith, a potential at 22 years old, very raw, but I think he actually had 98 potential when we drafted him. So a very promising core of starting pitchers. Then there's Juan Ayala, another B potential at 69 overall. So a very good core there of starting pitchers that we have in our organization, which is why we haven't really paid too many resources into that for this year's draft. So we'll kick back the simulating here. We're only going to get through like a week and a half or so, maybe 2 weeks, and I think we'll hold off and save a full game for next episode in one of these games against the Atlanta Braves, as they currently lead the NL East. So now we have Game 3 here against Cleveland as we try to complete the sweep. Aaron Savali, we'll take a look at the stats here. 7-2 with a 2.22 ERA going against Tristan McKenzie. So Savali going against his former team here as the Rockies go for the sweep. It's a 10-1 ball game here. Ryan McMahon needs a triple for the cycle, currently 4 for 4. And we end up winning 11-1 and complete the sweep there against the Guardians. Now it's 37-25. And taking a look at the standings, 1 game ahead of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Who would have thought that? Second right now in the NL East, just behind the Braves. So correction there, the Phillies lead the NL East, the Braves right behind them. And now we'll get some minor league updates here. Jaden Hill, 4.67 ERA, not the best there in AA. Cameron Cawley, he's a second baseman, utility guy really, we acquired from the Rangers back in year 1 as we sent Daniel Bard there to the Rangers. Cameron Cawley, more known for his glove, but he's been hitting the ball very well in AA to start. And in AAA here, Ronald Cabrera batting 368 during the month of May. Reagan Todd, no earned runs in 4 1/3 with 8 strikeouts. And then Michael Yamashita, who we just talked about, struck out 38 and 41 1/3 with a 1.96 ERA. Good to see Michael Yamashita really coming to form there in AAA. Maybe he'll make the rotation earlier than we expect. So now a 3-game set here against the Rangers to start the month of June. Kyle Freeland on the mound here against Alex Wood. A 6-6 ball game here in the top of the 7th. Pete Alonso has 2 home runs already. We'll simulate to the end. And we do win this game 9-6 as we continue to click here. Nick Senzel 1 for 4 at the top of the order. Santander 3 for 4, Alonso 3 for 5, and Alonso did have 3 home runs in this game, 5 ribbies for him. Santander had 3 ribbies, a double and a home run. Freeland kind of got shelled here, 6 earned in 5 innings, gave up 10 hits, but then our bullpen, 4 innings of scoreless pitching, and Ken Hughes picked up his 20th save of the year. And now game 2 here, we'll have Jack Flaherty on against Dylan Cease. And look at Cease's numbers, 5 and 6 with a 5.58 ERA. And we were in on the Dylan Cease bidding war in the offseason. Like 5 and 6, a 5.58 ERA, 1.46 whip. So not really getting acclimated to Texas, it seems, although he is still progressing. And he signed that monster contract, a 6-year deal. And we just got outbid. So instead we had to settle for Aaron Savali, who's actually in the NL Cy Young race at this point. So game 2 here, Jack Flaherty, who's been kind of putting it together in recent starts. And we fall here 3-2. Rogers 2 for 4 at the top of the lineup. No home runs for us. Flaherty 3 earned in 5 1/3. And again, our bullpen providing scoreless efforts, 2 2/3 of scoreless pitching, combined there with Gilbreth, Curtis, and Gregory Soto. So now the rubber match here, Peter Lambert on against Kyle Harrison. And we win this one 3-1. Lambert kind of pitching for his life. And there we see Tom Park, the top prospect in all of baseball, who we just talked about, a broken hand. He'll be out for a month or 2. But like I was saying with Peter Lambert, kind of pitching for his life here in the rotation. But it's good to see him. A strong outing here. 7 innings, just 1 earned run, 3 hits allowed. And then again, our bullpen scoreless. Ken Hughes gets another save. Rogers had a home run in this game, 3 for 4 there, as his batting average just under 300. Now a 4-game set here at home against the Padres. Max Fried on against Paul Blackburn. Top of the 9th, 1 out. We're currently up 5-3. And Ken Hughes on for the save. We'll simulate, see if he can hang on. 2 runners on for the Padres, tying run on base. And Ken Hughes holds on for the save. And he has to be among the top closers right now in all of baseball. Max Fried, 7 strong innings, just 1 earned run. Ken Hughes gets the save. And you'll love to see that. So, what is that? A nice winning streak kind of here to start. We've won 4 out of 5 here to start the month of June. Or I guess 3 out of 4 to start the month of June. And now we'll have Aaron Savali, who's 8-2 against Cole Irvin of the Padres. And we dropped that one 4-3. 2 hits for Tovar. Savali, 3 earned. TJ Antone gets the loss. His ERA now at 1.47. I think he just gave up a couple runs in the last game as well. So now game 3 here, Kyle Freeland back on the bump against Jay Groom. Top of the 9th here. And I think we'll just enter this game. Why not? I think the go-ahead run on third base here for the Padres with 1 out in the top of the 9th. And Gregory Soto on the bump for the Rockies. We'll see if we can get out of this situation. Ethan Salas up to the plate, 1 for 3 in this game. Are we better off walking and then bring up Tatista? I don't know if that's the best play. This is a tight spot. Gonna try and just have to maybe strike him out here. Tries to go for the bunt. Bloops right up to Jansen. Reacts to it late, and they are going to get a base hit out of that. Danny Jansen reacting super late on that bunt right in front of him. You know, that does put ahead the go-ahead run now. And if Jansen was a little bit quicker on his feet there, maybe could even tagged out the runner who was going for home. So now the lineup turns over here for the Padres. Here's Tatis, and I didn't even realize they were stealing there. And Salas gets the RBI bunt single, and then gets the stolen base. Now runner back in scoring position. The 0-2 here to Tatis almost hits him. Now we'll try and go change up on the 1-2 count. That one in the dirt. Jansen keeps that one in front of him. Now 2-2. Just bring the high cheese here with Soto. That one popped foul. Now I think we'll try slider away from the plate. That does break inside. Fouled off again by Tatis. Just goes sinker this time. And again, Tatis fouling it off. Really making Soto work in this at-bat. That one swung on and missed, 100 miles per hour. And Tatis couldn't fend him off anymore as Soto gets the strikeout, the second out of the inning. And now Hae-Sung Kim up to the dish. See if Soto can work out of the 9th inning here. Would love to keep it just a 1-run deficit. And of course we still have our licks in the bottom of the 9th. A quick 2-0 count here to Kim. Gonna rip that fastball foul. 100-mile-per-hour pitch, 100 miles per hour off the bat. Now the 2-1 fastball grounded to short. There's the Gold Glover. Zico Tovar fires to first. And the Padres do get the go-ahead run across. But the Rockies 3 outs to work with as they try to tie it up. Danny Jansen will lead it off, followed by McMahon and Tovar, who we just saw record the last out of the inning. On for the close will be Eniel De Los Santos. 12 out of 16 on the year. 4 blown saves, but a very good ERA there under 2 with a strikeout rate over 20%. Leading off here, Danny Jansen, 0 for 3. Fouls off a first pitch fastball right down the plate, a little late. And now here's the 0-1. And again, Jansen swung on. That time missed it. The slider, good placement there from De Los Santos. That fastball inside, a good eye from Jansen. Now the 1-2. Jansen swings at that one in the dirt. Not sure why we're offering at that, but one away here as that brings up Ryan McMahon. We saw the first game here to start the episode, I believe, when we won 11-1. McMahon was 4 for 4 in that game. Ended up being a triple short of the cycle. Going to ground that down the line, and that just gets foul, luckily. Hugging the first baseline there. And that one McMahon going to give a rip to. Late reaction there, and that's going to bounce into the gap. Right at the wall. McMahon going to try and stretch this for 3. Doesn't really have the speed you would expect. And he's out just by a hair. Great relay throw there from the Padres. And McMahon trying to stretch that. And his hand, he was even going to the outside part of the bag. And good tag there at third. And now here's Zico Tovar. Can't believe we got thrown out there. I knew it was a risky play, trying to stretch that to a triple. But what a throw there from the Padres. Now Tovar going to bloop that out to center. And how the tables have turned there on that last sequence. The Padres steal this one at Coors Field. And they jump ahead in the series now 2-1. Tough break there to end that game as Soto does take the loss. So back-to-back games where we fall 4-3. And now we see another injury there in Double-A. Greg Jones out 2 to 3 months. And we are going to have to fix our Double-A lineups. But before we do that, we'll close off this episode, just simulate these last 4 games. Like I said, going to be a shorter episode. Really just made this because I wanted to showcase the near perfect game we had. So now game 4 here as we try to even up this series against the Padres. Jack Flaherty on the mound. A AAA injury now there to Benny Montgomery. But we do take this game 4 to even this series. Now Jack Flaherty to 7-3. And I wouldn't have expected that based on how he started the year. Jones, Alonso, Santander all went yard in this 7-2 victory. Flaherty 5 1/3. No earned, but he did walk 6. TJ Antone gets the hold. And now just 3 games left here. We will get a player lock game in one of these. Or hopefully a key moment. Now bottom of the 9th. And I think we'll jump into this one. Looks like we had the winning run on second here. Bottom of the 9th against Montero, I believe, was on the bump for the Astros. And I think this is a situation we can come in and get the job done to secure this victory. So Sterling Thompson up. Not the best start to the year. His first time making the 26-man roster at a spring training. May have needed more time down in AAA. Just look at that first pitch in on the hands. Montero gets that in for a strike. So winning run on second here in scoring position. That pitch inside on Thompson. Thompson actually in the 2-hole today in this game. Swing and a miss there on the high fastball. And now the 1-2. Hopefully we can enter this game and get the job done. That slider up and in. Now the 2-2. Good eye from Thompson. That one low. Now a full count here. Nolan Jones on deck. Thompson going to line that to short, or to the hole there between short and third. We're going to send the winning run home. Robert Jr. just walks in for the game-winning run as Sterling Thompson delivers in the big spot. Didn't look good there, down 1-2, but able to fight that back to a full count and then sent that last pitch the opposite way into the outfield for the game-winning RBI there from Sterling Thompson. Probably a good morale boost there for the youngster as the Rockies steal this game at home here against the Houston Astros. Thompson had that game-winning RBI single along with a triple. Danny Jansen went 2 for 2 as well. Peter Lambert, 4 innings, 5 earned, so he's still kind of on the fritz as far as his spot in the rotation goes. John Curtis gets the win, a scoreless inning of work, but Taj Bradley, 4 scoreless innings with 6 strikeouts. Very good long relief effort from him. I was wondering who to do a player lock game with, but I think after that moment, we'll jump into a player lock game here with Sterling Thompson. 72 overall at B potential, 24 years old, a lefty bat, and you see +1 really across the board in most of the hitting categories here to start the year. 62 contact versus righties with 50 power, so not the most overpowering bat, but hopefully he can get to be a respectable hitter against righties. Probably not going to offer much against lefties, so probably mostly a platoon guy, primary third baseman, but probably will use him a lot in the outfield, most likely there in left. Last year we had him up towards the end of the season where he went 31 out of 89, batted .348 with a .383 on base, a .517 slugging for a whopping 900 OPS and just under those 100 at-bats. This year hasn't really hit the same marks, the average well down along with the OBP and slugging, but still a lot to like about him. A good fielder, decent speed, not really the weakness, but we're hoping that he can emerge as a reliable platoon guy for us and continue to develop and be a decent guy against righties. So we're back here at Coors Field for some baseball. Another matchup here with the Houston Astros after coming off a walk-off win last time out. The Rockies currently leading the NL West as we started this year 3 season playing some tremendous baseball. The Astros just barely over 500 as they look to keep pace there in the competitive AL West. On the mound for our Rockies today will be Max Fried, 7-2 now, as he was our lone all-star last year. Looks to make it back to the Midsummer Classic this year. 7-2 with a 2.75 ERA, a 1.15 WHIP. The ace of this staff after signing him in the year 1 offseason. And we still have him for another couple years after this season as well. So Anthony Santander, 2 RBI triple back in the first inning. As now bottom of the second. 2-0 Rockies. Lance McCullers gets the call here for the Astros. A first pitch ball on the knuckle curve to Thompson. Thompson batting in the 8-hole here, remaining left field. Another good eye there, now a 2-0 count. Thompson going to rip that down the third baseline. A good play there from Bregman as he will fire to first, gets the out. Kind of sliced there, almost sliced foul there. Bregman keeps it in play, one of the best fielding third basemen in the game. Now, bottom of the 4th, still a 2-0 game. Runner on first here, 1 away. Sterling Thompson back up to the dish. 65 pitches already for McCullers. Not sure how much further he's going to go, as just like we saw last game where Thompson had that RBI single to win it. Just pokes that through the gap there between short and third, as he's now in the hit column today. Runners now on first and second. As the number 9 batter, Danny Jansen, up to the plate. 3 for 3 so far in the series. Did go 2 for 2 yesterday, and 1 for 1 today, an 0-1 count. Runners on first and second. That one looks like it was popped up. Sailing, still going there to the track. And that's recorded for the out. Runner will tag there at second. Now Tovar and Thompson on the corners as the lineup does turn over here. Brendan Rodgers 0 for 2 today. Trying to get that average into the 300s. An 0-1 count. And that one going to be sent into the outfield for a base hit. And that's going to send in another run. We'll just hold here at second. And an RBI single there from Brendan Rodgers. 3-0 Rockies. As Luis Robert Jr. now up to the plate. 1 for 3 in the series. 2 RBIs. And he's been kind of getting it going here after a slow start. An 0-2 count. That's how I'm going to ground it. Pitch to first, and that's the final out of the inning. So we do get another run across. Sterling Thompson, a single as well, gets into the hit column as it's 3-0 Rockies after 4. Now a 5-1 game. Ryan McMahon hit a two-run home run. Alex Bregman had an RBI double as we're now here in the top of the 6th inning. Chas McCormick, a 1-2 count, runner on second. And a hard hit there to Thompson here in left. We'll just go to the cutoff man. They do send the runner home. Tovar relay throw in, way offline. as the Astros do get another one. So now a 5-2 game, RBI single from McCormick. Sterling Thompson back up to the plate, a 5-2 ball game here as we're leading off the bottom of the 6th inning. Graham Ashcraft on to pitch, relieving McCullers after 5 innings of work. Thompson first pitch swinging there, high cutter, swinging a miss, now the 0-1. Thompson a rip there into right field. A perfect. The slider hung there right down the middle. Thompson took advantage for his second hit of the day. A leadoff single. Here's Danny Jansen. See if we can get some more run support, get some insurance here down the stretch of this ball game. 2-2 count to the Rockies catcher. Now on a ground ball, diving first baseman does knock it down. Thompson safe at second, and Jansen will be out on the fielder's choice. So one away, runner in scoring position here as the lineup turns over. And here's Brendan Rodgers, already has an RBI single in this game. Let's see if he can add another. The 1-1 of Rodgers, and he grounds that to through the hole. Oh, I didn't realize that the shortstop got it. No wonder they had us hold up there. So a base running blunder. It's kind of hard, you know, the camera angle on some of these sometimes, but definitely user error there. I take full accountability, and I'm sorry to our team for that mental lapse. Now, bottom of the 8th, still a 5-2 game. Thompson, probably our last plate appearance here. First pitch cutter in the dirt, and 46,000 in attendance here today for a June Rockies game. I don't think we've seen that number yet in this series. Good to see the fans pack in the stadium now that we're having some success. Skip ahead a bit. Now a 2-2 count here to Thompson. And we rub that up the middle. Altuve knocks it down. I think that's Altuve at second. And Thompson again going to reach base. Our third single of the day. I'm pretty sure they're going to call that a base hit as it is. So Sterling Thompson now 3 for 4 with 3 singles. And talk about getting it done there in the 8-hole. That's really all you can expect. Now a 3-1 count to Jansen as he works the walk. So a 5-2 game here. Can extend it here. Rodgers back up. 2 for 4. A full count here. Swing and a miss there from Rodgers as he goes down on strikes. Now 2 away, an 0-1 count here for Luis Robert Jr. See if he can knock Thompson home. Now I'm going to be launched into the outfield. It's still carrying. That's going to go into the seats, I think, as it does not. My eyes deceived me. That was that ball took a ride there off the bat of Robert, but into the glove of Yordan Alvarez, as it's still a 3-run game here in Colorado heading into the 9th. And we do hang on despite a fluty solo home run to make it 5-3. Our Rockies take the victory here at home. Max Fried, another win to his credit, now 8-2, I believe. And a successful player lock game, I'd say, with Thompson going 3 for 4, 3 singles. And hopefully he can build on this success. Ken Hughes, another save. And he's now 23 out of 24 on the season. And now we'll just simulate a few more games here to end. And Kyle Daytris now, 2 to 3 month injury. Our guys there in the minors are just getting banged up right now. Here's game 3 as we try to go for the sweep here. Aaron Savali, 8-2. Let's make it 9-2. And we do win 5-1, so a 4-game winning streak here. We've started the month of June at 7-3, and I'll take that all day. Rodgers 2 for 4 at the top of the lineup. Alonso had 3 hits with a home run. Fernandez 2 for 3, a home run of his own. Savali went 7 strong innings, 1 earned, and TJ Antone 2 scoreless to hold it down there at the end. Another injury here. Just hopefully it's just day-to-day there for Austin Beck. So I think we'll pick it up next episode with Peter Lambert versus Jose Urquidy in Game 3 of this series against the Braves. I've mentioned how I think Lambert kind of pitching for his life right now in our rotation, and I've kind of considered, seeking a trade to strengthen our rotation. Now that we're, pretty much solidified as a playoff team for this season, I think it would make sense to maybe try and strengthen the back end of our rotation and maybe move Peter Lambert into the bullpen. So we'll get a look at Peter Lambert next episode in a full game here against the Braves. But before that, we'll simulate these last 2 and see how this series shapes up going into next episode. We dropped game 1 6-2. 2 hits for Santander with a home run. Jansen 3 for 4. His average starting to climb now into the 230s. Freeland 5 innings, 4 earned. And our bullpen 2 earned there in the last 2 between Soto and Antone. And I think this last game we'll kind of just quick manage it. We have Flaherty on the bump against Spencer Strider, who's bidding for a Cy Young Award. I think he won it last year, if I'm not mistaken. And we'll just stick with this lineup that we have. First thing, we get a two-out single there from Alonso, and then a 2-run home run from Nolan Jones, getting the scoring going early. 2-0 after the top of the first. Jack Flaherty allows a 2-out single there to Acuna and then strikes out Olsen. McMahon a leadoff single. And then an RBI double there from Sterling Thompson. Don't look now, but Sterling's getting hot. And then an RBI single from Jansen. Now 4-0. And now the bottom of the second. A 1-out single there for Kyle Schwarber now on this Braves team. Flaherty walks the bases loaded. Now Adam Zabrowski up, the number 9 hitter. And he grounds into a double play. Flaherty works out of a big jam. Now here at the top of the third, a leadoff single from Alonso. And then a 2-out single from McMahon. Now runs on first and second, 2 away. And Strider gets out of it. Now bottom of the third. And Flaherty a 2-out walk. Then walks Olsen. And then a 2 RBI double from Austin Riley. And then a ground out from Schwarber. So the Braves cut the deficit in half. Now 4-2 in the top of the fourth. And Strider sets him down in order. Flaherty counters with a 1-2-3 inning of his own. And then a leadoff home run from Robert Jr. Makes it 5-2. Nolan Jones hit by a pitch. Maybe Strider kind of mad about that home run he surrendered to him earlier. A 2-out single to McMahon as Spencer Strider doesn't even make it 5 innings here. Pulled with 2 out in the 5th. And then they do get out of it. Now bottom of the 5th, 5-2 here. Rockies, a leadoff double to Albies. A 2-out single to Olsen. Now runners on the corners. And Flaherty again works out of a jam there with runners in scoring position. A 2-out double to Brendan Rodgers. And then do get out of it. Now bottom of the 6th, a leadoff 2 walks to start the inning. A fielder's choice, a strikeout. And then an RBI single. Now 5-3, tying run on base. And I think here we do have to go to the bullpen. Antone's been our most reliable guy, but he's not really... He's a little too tired for my taste, so I think we'll go Scott Barlow. Hasn't seen action in a while. A walk to start. Now Acuna Jr., an RBI single. Now it's 5-4. And he does get the ground out to keep the lead. So now 5-4 now at top of the 7th. A leadoff single from Alonso, his 3rd hit of the day. Santander grounds into a double play now. Bottom of the 7th, still 5-4. A leadoff single there for Austin Riley. We'll go back to the pen here, bring in Lucas Gilbreth against the lefty. And he walks him now. Orlando Arcia strikes out. Now Jared Kelnick, strikeout. And now let's see if Gilbreth can get out of it here. Zabrowski, and he strikes out. 3 straight strikeouts there from Gilbreth to get out of that one. Still 5-4 Rockies. A 2-out walk there to Thompson. And then Jansen, a fielder's choice. Now bottom of the 8th, Albies to lead it off here. The top of the order up for the Braves. Then we go to John Curtis. 22 2/3, and he has yet to allow an earned run. A 1-out single, gets a pop-up now Matt Olson, and he strikes out as John Curtis, still perfect so far on the year. And now bottom of the 9th, we got to go to our guy Ken Hughes here for the save. Austin Riley, a ground out. Now Schwarber, a pop-up. Orlando Arcia. And Ken Hughes does record another save as we take this one 5-4 against the Atlanta Braves. Jack Flaherty now 8-3. Our pitchers really racking up the wins as Ken Hughes really racking up the saves as well. Now up to 24. And we'll just go over real quick, see where that ranks in all of baseball. Pete Alonso batting .324. Currently 6th in the National League. 19 home runs so far. Probably in line for an all-star game. Here's Harper Wooten, who was the number 2 overall pick in that year 1 draft. Really who I wanted. And the Reds ended up taking him 1 pick before we picked, where we had to settle for Michael Yamashita. But looks to be an elite hitter. You know, just going to tear it up. Just 22 years old at A potential. 77 overall. Batting .338 with a .611 slugging and an OPS over 1,000 right now. So Harper Wooten, remember that name here of the Cincinnati Reds. Going to be an absolute stud. Home runs, Austin Riley with 24. Corey Seager with 29 leads all of baseball. 5 more. than the next guy up. Really wanted to go to pitching, though. Saves. So Ken Hughes currently tied tops in the National League with 24 saves. He's 31 out of 32 to start his career this year. 27 strikeouts and 25 and a third. Just 5 earned runs, a 1.78 ERA, a .79 WHIP. And what a solid pitcher he's turned out to be. We traded for him straight up last year for Brenton Doyle from Baltimore, and certainly, paying off for us, to put it lightly. To close this episode, I guess we'll just look at the All-Star voting as well. I wanted to mix that in if I can find it. All right, under awards. So here's All-Star voting. Currently leading pitchers in the National League, Sandy Alcantara, but look who's just behind him, Aaron Savali here. 9-2, signed as a free agent, 2.27 ERA, 1.20 WHIP, and he's been absolutely phenomenal for us. And kind of in hindsight, it's looking like we made a better call paying him a more team-friendly contract than we did miss out on that Dylan Cease bidding war. Max Fried also in line for another All-Star appearance. He's 8-2, 2.71 ERA, 1.15 WHIP. Both of these guys pitching tremendous for us as we've kind of solidified ourselves as one of the contenders here in the National League. TJ Antone's second here in relief pitchers. Ken Hughes here leading all closers in the National League. Francisco Alvarez leading all catchers right now. First baseman looks like Freddie Freeman. Harper Wooten here as well. He might be in line for his first All-Star appearance. But Pete Alonso, it looks like he's in line for another All-Star appearance. Didn't make it last year, but made it back in 2023. Second base, Ozzie Albies leads the way here in the NL. Austin Riley here at third base, so 2 Braves. And then Trey Turner at short. And the outfield, Teoscar Hernandez, now part of the Cubs. And then Brian Reynolds here for the Cardinals. Was traded there from Pittsburgh back in year 1. Ended up being the World Series MVP last year as the Cardinals took it. Cody Bellinger, his first year with the Diamondbacks. 2 center fielders here for the D-backs, Alec Thomas and Bellinger. And then in right field, Corbin Carroll. So the Diamondbacks outfield absolutely tearing it up right now. Seeing all those guys in line for All-Star appearances. But this is where I'm going to leave you, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Just a quick episode here. Wanted to move along a little bit and set up our game for next time. We'll have Peter Lambert on the mound against Jose Urquidy in Game 3 of the rubber match here against the Atlanta Braves. Our Rockies currently 2.5 games up on the Dodgers in the NL West right now, as we have the second best record in the National League. What a quick turnaround it's been in this rebuild, and I thank you all who have come along for the ride and who stick with it and enjoy these videos. Let me know in the comments what you think, and as always, everybody, it's been real and be well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.